the Saturn Neptune transit, a period marking the gradual exposure of dreams of all varieties. Exposure permits the air of the outer world to meet the usually watery wombs of imagination. These may simply be your ideals, or what is ultimately that of spirit, the intangible. The once malleable becomes crystallized by this transit. The softest parts of the soul are no longer kept locked up tight in the world of the eternal internal, whilst everything may appear fine on the surface, to the conscious mind and looking in from the outside, others' perspectives. On a soul level, there is an evaporating or even freeze phenomenon taking place of this particular part of ourselves. Individual judgment of this process can be for better or worse. This is completely dependent on one's own readiness to confront the inner world of dreams. In some cases, this may mean facing what was always going to remain a dream. Reality-based questioning may involve: how much is such and such dream or ideal important to you? How much are you willing to sacrifice or work for such and such dream or ideal? Was this ever going to become a reality, or simply a fantasy pausing you from creating the life that's actually waiting for you to engage with it? All questions relating to facts and fiction, extending from a more personal nature to ultimate concepts, such as what binds us all together, may be confronted. The warm, fuzzy blanket that usually provides a safe haven of coziness seems a tad wet or altogether absent. Usual or reliable sources of inspiration and access to states of magic that buffer the more bland or seemingly harsh realities of the physical world may seem to have disappeared somehow. Whilst these things are illusions of sorts, these are the things that often constitute what makes life glimmer with opportunity and hope. Potentially, and even likely, however, they have not disappeared forever. Yet the sources themselves, when they come back, often come back transformed. Almost undoubtedly so. This process of confrontation and disintegration often, and if not always, is what is best for an individual. Delusions and a number of belief systems, too, will be tested by people, circumstance, and inner inkling here or two, if not all of these things. The process of confrontation and disintegration is exactly what I just said. While there seems to be a lackluster of the imagination, or feelings of not being able to escape, or sometimes even breathe, this phase can really reflect one's willingness to apply and strive to build the world of one's ideals. Better still, it can take away the illusions that were no longer to be of service, just dreams and states of nostalgia that crammed up the inner world. Soon there'll be plenty of room for the new, more relevant and purposeful dreams that can be created and intuited, ones that hint at future directions with more conscious and meaningful intent. I hope that if you are experiencing this, or someone you love is experiencing this, that you understand that the surrendering and the release to something that is beyond your current knowing, that is beyond your concept of what is love and what is hope, is it a process of transformation, and it is ultimately for your highest good. If there is a intense feeling of loss during this time, it may be that the idea or concept of what you thought was most important to you may have been but an illusion. However, at the very core of what created this is ultimately real and very true, particularly at a soul level. I trust you get through this experience with a sense of trust and a sense of acceptance of what is to come, and that even just this little bit of knowledge can support you through this just this little bit easier. It ultimately is not a time to worry about or to be saddened about. See you soon.